The scene is Hades, shortly after a nuclear holocaust has wiped man off the face of Earth. One of these poor souls is standing before the gates of the city and is greeted by the devil. The man, not knowing exactly what's going on, confronts the devil and asks, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me where we are?" The devil, being the sort of person he is, decides to play a guessing game with the man and invites the man to wander around with him until he can decide exactly where he is. After a short stroll, the devil and the man come upon a crowd of the citizenry listening to a speaker. The man observes the crowd, listens to the speech, and takes quick notice of the speaker. After a period of time, the man turns to the devil and says, "At first, I thought we were in Nebraska for war. All of these gentlemen are carrying pitchforks. Then I noticed they were wearing horns, a pointed tail, and red suits, and thought we might be at a Hollywood costume party. Then I took note of the speaker. It was a young punk kid electioneering for office and continually telling the crowd, 'This city is going to hell.' I knew exactly where we were at that point. This must be Cleveland."
Where does all the money go? Well, all of it goes to Her Majesty. She's a millionaire. Where does all the money go? Well, all of it goes to Her Majesty. She's a millionaire. She's a millionaire. Where does all the money go? Well, all of it goes to Her Majesty. Well, all of it goes to Her Majesty.
And she too.
Where does all the money go? Well, all of
Good morning, J.M.
Good morning, Jim.
Morning, D.H.
Morning, Wade. Morning. Gentlemen, and woman called this emergency board meeting because the latest Nielsen ratings are in, and to be frank,
I'll be frank.
well, this is serious. Knock it off. The NBN network is in last place. We're running not only last behind the other three networks, but even reruns of the Three Stooges are beating us. To be blunt,
I'll be blunt.
according to the ratings, no one is watching us. No, not one person. There is nobody out there that is watching our show. Do you boys and girls, woman, person, Miss, have any ideas?
Well, JM, we need more sitcoms to spice up our line. We gotta spruce it up. I got some new shows in taping. They're already in production right now. Can you see it? Hogan's Hostages, the zany misadventures. No? Okay, I got it. Here we go. There's a religious leader, a Muslim religious leader. Khomeini knows best, and his family. Okay, JM. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, JM. How about, what's my occupation?
Forget it, Wade. Forget it. Stinko! People like game shows. They're cheap to do. Now listen to this. How about a yoga game show with a twist? Get it? Get it? Sadomasochistic yoga.
I don't like it. It sounds sick, and I hate sick.
Well, how about a faith healing show?
DH, that sucks.
Where we have to start was with the news. The NBN network news sucks, and that's what we have to change. What we need is a new format, something that's familiar, yet new. Something that's friendly, yet nasty. Something that's exciting, yet dull.
Ladies and gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems the older we get, the faster everything goes. Instant pudding, overnight relationships, glue on fingernails. Why, I'll bet you if they threw a nuclear war today, it'd be over just like that.
And on to the news. Barrels and sows opened strong today, but began to fade when the market closed. Cows and heifers...
Oh, hold it. What is going on here? This is how we open our programming? With a pig report? No wonder nobody watches. Where's that broad that's got the new idea for opening the show? Where's that? With some executive with
Hey,
that.
how about,
Where is that
how
broad?
about Miss Piggy's family made a big splash on the market today? And
Hey, we need to class this act up. Get this guy a jacket. Hey, stagehand, bring
Come on,
that
come on,
other
let's
set.
get moving here.
Not a raincoat, a jacket, something nice, a tie. Clean up the desk.
Who is this guy here? What is this, Chick Barnyard? Where did we get him? I hope this idea works.
Stagehand, bring in that set now.
for me?
Come on, let's see some action
Yeah,
around
you.
here.
Hey, how about this? How about a tattoo?
You mean that little guy on Fantasy Island?
No, a hula dancer, you know?
Hey, come on now, let's, what's that idea you had now?
All right, this looks better. This is America. Now, this is
America.
where the people are.
The people are. This better work. This had better work.
All right, let's take it from the top. Announcer.
And now, you saw it first news with anchorman Chick Barnyard from News Central Channel 12.
Thank you. Enough. I'm Chick Barnyard, your anchor. Tonight's lead story, Anita Bryant caught in a compromising position. But first, this.
Well, Jim, sun's coming up. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I tell you, this reminds me of a time when I was a kid. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I remember when I got caught stealing hubcaps. Boy, my father got me home and I felt terrible. Boy, I felt guilty, remorse, just terrible. And then he gave me a lifesaver. And you know what? I felt so much better after I had that lifesaver. Jim, I'm going to give you a lifesaver right now. There you go. Don't you feel better now?
'Cause lifesavers have been around for years and years.
It is time.
It's time?
Lifesavers are part of dying. Lifesavers are part of
Ah, what the heck, huh? What's a pack of lifesavers?
lifesavers.
You can deduct it.
Werner Herzog eats his shoe. Avant-garde filmmaker Werner Herzog ate his left desert boot before an audience in Berkeley, California earlier today. Herzog was not available for comment. Sources say Herzog was taken to General Hospital after his performance. Armadillos always have 4 young, all the same sex. Horny plates cover the whole animal. Adults love mud baths, eat insects, weigh 15 pounds, and walk on the bottom of streams when crossing them. We'll have more on that Anita Bryant story, but first, we have a live motion cam report with our roving reporter, Duke Dubuque.
You, Chick, I'm here.
Duke, where are you tonight?
Well, I'm live, Chick, and I'm down at the First National Bank of Cleveland. I'm down here trying to get my checkbook balance. You know these silly people, they
Great, Duke, wonderful
They
story.
sent me an overdraft. Can you imagine that? Say, mister, can
do.
you get this thing figured out for me? Because it's got all these numbers and things, and I don't quite understand what, but... Oh, my. Look at the barrel on that gun. Oh, exciting.
This is a hold up here. Take it easy.
How exciting, Chick. I think I'm going to try and get another Duke Dubuque exclusive interview.
Put the money in the bag.
Excuse me. Can you tell me why paper bags?
It's for my lunch.
Oh, this is truly exciting. I'm right here while this is all happening. I think I'm going to wet my pants. You, Chick, are you listening? I think I have something more for you, too, here. I think I can recognize this person right here. Would you face the camera here? I think you look and sound a little familiar. Are you not, in fact, Tanya Patty Hearst?
I'm not saying.
Oh, my goodness. This camera over here. And I think what we have here is a case of some celebrity bank robbers.
And now that new game show, Celebrity Bank Robbers, where each week a guest has 3 minutes to guess the identity of the bank robbers.
Check, this is so exciting. I think, in fact, over here we have Tanya's ex-boyfriend, ex-bodyguard, now husband, Bernie Shaw. Are you not Bernie Shaw? Did you see me in People magazine? Hi, Mom. This camera right over here. Get a nice smile. Oh, this is so exciting, Chick.
On the floor.
Say, can I come along? Can I be a hostage? Would you tie me up? Please, would you tie me up and bind me? And oh, certainly. And would you throw me in the trunk of the car? Oh, good.
And
Chick,
for our
I will be
winning
getting
guest,
back to
Duke
you
Dubuque,
later.
We have a year's supply of turtle wax
Oh,
for
this
his
is
car
exciting.
and a home version of Celebrity Bank. A government report released today has revealed that there is a significant difference between female and male drivers. Female drivers, it seems, are more likely to sing while driving. Male drivers are more likely to pick their nose. We'll have more on that Anita Bryant story after this.
Hi, I'm Timothy Tooman of Tooman & Cluck Men's Fashions.
And I'm Terrence Cluck, and we're here to tell you about our great summer clearance sale.
On sale now are these new fabulous new dimension in men's clothes, the sleeveless jacket.
Yes, we have these sleeveless jackets in suits or in sports coats, starting as low as $49.95.
You idiots. Those aren't sleeveless jackets. Those are vests. Now go put them back with the three-piece suits.
But it's the cameras in them.
Visit Tooman & Cluck, where you step down and save.
Get that out of here.
Terrorists have taken over the golf course in northeast Minneapolis, known as Columbia Park. We'll have more on that story and the Anita Bryant story after this.
Bring you a special news report from NBN News in New York.
Well, hello, I'm Duke Dubuque, and those bank robbers were just unmerciful to me. But anyway, we have such more important business to get to right now that I would just like to briefly outline this for you. We're going to be talking via satellite to a professor, I think, or something like that, some smart person that has been doing a lot of research for the last, 12 or 13 years on something that we're all going to be very interested in. Professor Louis Broomroom. Is this correct?
That's correct.
Okay, can you hear me okay, Professor?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, would you briefly like to give us an idea of what you will be talking about, please?
Yes, thank you, Duke. My associates and I have been studying the Fab Four for over a decade.
That would be the Beatles, then, would it?
That's correct.
Beatles.
In the late 60s, there was a controversy over whether Paul was dead or not. And we have come, after that decade, to the conclusion that Paul at least did leave the Beatles. On the cover of the Sgt. Pepper album, you can see that there is a hand directly over Paul's head, indicating that he is the one. Then, on the inside of the cover, you can see an armband that Paul is wearing. The armband has the initials OPD, which in England means officially pronounced dead.
Very interesting.
On the back, Paul's back is turned to the camera, and George's finger is pointing to the phrase, at 5 o'clock.
As if that was the time that perhaps Mr. McCartney was killed, murdered, or left, or whatever.
Further evidence can be seen on the Abbey Road album, in which George is dressed as a grave digger. John is dressed as a priest. Ringo is dressed as a funeral director, and the facsimile Paul McCartney is without shoes, indicating that he is the dead person.
My.
Traditional.
Is this something that John and Yoko would have done, maybe?
Well, it's only for you to surmise as to who has perpetrated this.
I never did like
I
her.
have tape evidence from the White Album. Let me play it for you. May I?
Yes, please do.
Listen.
Number 9.
This is at normal speed.
Yes, I remember the album.
And this is played. This is slow speed.
This is a slower speed then. My.
Hard to understand the slow speed, so played at a slightly faster speed.
I see.
Now it's audible. Exactly almost exactly what he is saying. Paul is dumb. Paul is dumb.
You're not saying Paul is dead like was previously supposed to. It's Paul is dumb. Oh my. Oh, this reporter is flabbergasted. Folks, I don't really know what to say. This is just one of the most amazing bits of information that I've ever come across. It's amazing. Oh, excuse me, folks. This is very unprofessional to do this, but I've just been handed this note here saying that I'll have to read this on the air. I'm sorry, I've just handed this. And it seems that one of our reporters has contacted John Lennon in that New York City, New York, you know. And the following statement was made public by John, and I quote, Paul McCartney, well, he did leave the Beatles after recording the Sgt. Pepper's album, and he was replaced by a clone of Queen Elizabeth. No. Well, this is the quote. I was just handed this. No, I'm not making this up. And Paul left the Beatles to replace Moe in the Three Stooges.
This has been an NBN News Special. We now return you to your regular news program.
We have a report from our science editor, Gerardo Riviera. Gerardo?
Thank you, Chick. I've just returned from Washington where I made a fabulous discovery. I was at the Division of Weights and Measures and Time Standards, which is a new department in Washington. And I have amazing things that are happening there. These are the people that gave us the metric system, the Celsius as we know it. Our weather girl does Celsius. They are coming up with a new deal. It's called the Decaday, which means 10. It means the 24-hour day is now going to be measured in 10 hours rather than 24. The day will be the same length, however, measured in 10 hours. As you can see on our monitor, this is an example of the new standard Decaday clock with 10 hours instead of 12. They've done this so there's no more confusing AM and PM. There's good news about this, however. If you make $9 an hour now, your current rate will be jacked to $24 an hour, and you will only have to work 3 1/3 hours a day for an 8-hour day. There is some bad news, however, that your car mechanic will want $75 an hour to check your car. And as you can see now, the clock is set at 127 minutes till 10 o'clock, or as we used to know it, 11:30. Back to you, Chick.
Thank you, Gerardo. We'll have more on that Anita Bryant story after this. The Brothers Punk. Now available on records and tapes at your favorite stores. Doing some of your old favorites. Roots, Elvis.
Love me tender, love me sweet, love me tender.
And of course they know the Beatles.
It's been a hard day's night. I've been working 8 days a week.
And late Beatles too.
She came in through the bathroom window.
And they know gospel also.
Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus.
And the song Bing Crosby made famous, that famous Christmas carol.
I am dreaming of a white Christmas.
The Brothers Punk, now available on records and tapes on Punk U Records. Appearing live at the Carlton Celebrity Room in downtown Cleveland. We'll have more on the Anita Bryant story as it develops. This has been the NBN Network News. Stay tuned for Failure in Life next on this channel.
Okay, it's off. Right. What do you say? There's a shakeup? Who got fired? Wait, I gotta go. Quick. What's up?
The show is off the air, I suppose. DH got fired. Did you know that? DH got fired.
I heard.
And I'll be damned if I'm chairman of the board. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was chairman of the board. They want me to run the damn camera down here now for that,
Look.
barnyard. Hey, I mean, the guy's a dork.
I just,
You know, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not coming down here at 5 o'clock in the morning and run no camera for anybody. DH is fired. They want to, all because of that broad.
hey, listen.
Hey,
Don't, you just relax. Don't worry about it.
I'm not working for that broad. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not working for that broad. I'm getting out of here. I've had enough of this. I'm getting out of here.
Crazy.
Why? What do they know about
NBN?
What do they know about talent? Did you hear that? Guess who got fired?
I heard.
#1 executive. Out the door. I gotta take my plans home. I gotta take my pictures home.
You know,
They didn't
think
like
of it
my
as a step
ideas.
up in the world.
Wonderful ideas. What do you play Gilligan's Island?
You'll be better off.
backwards.
You'll be better off.
They'll love it. I just hate it.
Just play
Think about us poor people who still have to work here.
I'm getting out of here. I quit. I'm out the door. Goodbye.
Christ. Crazy place. I've never seen such a place.
Hey, Mel, how's it going? Did you
Don't
catch the
ask.
news tonight?
Don't ask.
Wasn't that great?
What
Here,
more is there?
Want some?
More? Oh, Christ. Oh.
It was... Did you hear?
I heard.
Those guys are gone.
So what are you...
No, I'm the
where-
big anchor man.
Oh, big cheese. Okay.
But that woman executive is tough. Whew.
What do you mean?
She runs a tight ship. Better keep on your toes.
Oh, so how's that different from the other ones?
Say, Chick,
That,
you want to go close up now?
but I,
Come on, Chick. Let's get going.
I'm the
We're running a tight ship
I'm the
around
anchor here.
from now on. Say, LB, I was going to have a talk with you. You look like
What?
good executive material. I'm a little short on my staff right now. Would you like to go out and have a drink with me tonight? We can talk it over.
Why?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just pleased to be here tonight. I'm appearing here in lieu of appearing in another videotape project for a friend of mine. He was making a video sex manual and wanted my wife and I to participate. The only thing is he'd have to use time-lapse photography. Thank you, thank you.
This ain't Cleveland. Keep it rolling.
CBS Network Sports presents the NFL Tomorrow with Brett Cheeseburger, Phyllis John, Wilhelm the Hun, and Brian Jumbo. Today's program is brought to you by Panty Lines, for those people who like panty lines but don't like to wear underwear.
Large lizard. Giant crab, nacho brain.
Well, welcome to the NFL Tomorrow. I'm Brett Cheeseburger. First of all, I want to turn to Wilhelm the Hun. Now, Wilhelm, what is there, how much truth is there to the rumor that Bud Grant is leaving the Minnesota Vikings and taking up a career in commercials?
Brett, where do you get these rumors, huh? You make them up or something? Next thing you're going to tell me is that the Ayatollah is going to be coaching the New York Jets next season, huh?
No.
Oh, can't you just see old stone-faced Grant, you know, looking like this all the time, doing a Dr. Pepper commercial, going around, I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, or else better yet, he's sitting by a pool in an old rundown hotel or saying, hi, you may not know me, but I went to the Super Bowl 4 times and lost all 4 times, but everybody around here knows me because I carry the American
Wilhelm,
flag. Come on,
Wilhelm,
give me a break,
Wilhelm,
huh, man?
Wilhelm, settle down. So, we'll be right back after these messages with
Come on.
more of the NFL Tomorrow.
Come on, give me a break, huh?
Settle down, settle down. Hey, are you crazy?
Are you one of those people who sits at your desk staring at a blank piece of paper, wondering what to write? Those simple letters home to Mom, telling her everything at college is great. Do they stump you? Make you angry? Then you feel guilty. Are you spending thousands of dollars on a psychiatrist to get rid of that guilt? Well, wring your hands no more. We have a solution for you. Pre-written letters. Letters for all occasion. These letters have a nice personal touch, yet are vague enough to be from you. All you have to do is date the letter, put on a greeting, Dear Mom, and sign it. Put it in the mail, no guilt, no time spent trying to think of something to write. So the next time you're in the stationery department of your favorite drugstore, look for a ready written letter for every occasion. Right, pal?
Welcome back to the NFL Tomorrow. Wilhelm and I are going to review some of yesterday's top collegiate games.
Yeah.
Some big games yesterday.
Those college
in
boys,
the
yeah.
college ranks. And if we can get that tape rolled up on the monitor here, we'll take a look at some of the top scoring games.
Really,
from
yeah,
yesterday.
those college guys really blow my jocks off, you know,
Okay,
their
I
talent.
think first of all we have My Holy Angels of Fallen Saints against the Big Red Machine, Nebraska. Now, we notice that the technicality, the quality of this film is not as good as what we like, but it's all we could get. We had some broadcast difficulties.
Sure, yeah, you just tell us about it here first.
I want you to see the big sweep play that's coming up here. The next play now that's coming up.
Where is it, burnt?
Okay, there's going to be a big play up here now.
Oh, yeah, they really look enthusiastic.
Now, I'm not
here,
sure.
yeah.
I don't know. This film just got here. I'm not sure.
What are they doing, praying out here?
If this film here now is the pass play that they scored on or the big end around play.
Oh, big,
I'm not
big
too
pass.
sure.
Yeah. Who made a pass?
Okay,
who?
here's the fake.
Oh.
You got the ball. There's the pass. It goes down. We had somebody standing on the byline. They scored on that play. Yes,
No, tell me it isn't true.
A game that ended in a remarkable game.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Now,
Sure.
okay, we have some highlights from some other game. We have the Slippery Rock versus the Salvation Army of Cleveland, I believe, coming up next.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
listen,
real
it's
exciting.
Okay,
Real exciting.
you may laugh, you may not be in favor of this. It's another big game. You can see also another Saturday night game, something that's getting more and more popular out there. By the
Oh,
way.
yeah, just love those Saturdays,
Okay,
yeah.
here it is, fourth
Football,
down,
yeah.
3 to go. Again, technical difficulties.
Oh, sure,
There we go. An end around. It goes all the way down, and the guy goes in. He's tackled right there. He goes in for the score, folks. Again, I apologize for the technical quality of this.
You already said that 3 times. Oh, that
Well,
was just a brilliant
This
play.
is
there, Bert.
major network television, and we like to have the quality as consistently high as possible.
That's right. You tell it to him, Frank.
Okay, now let's go around the league, and we're going to get some remote reports from different games that we've got. We've got Cincinnati and Cleveland is coming up next, and we have 2 ace reporters out there. We have Duke Dubuque is at the game, and co-emceeing the game with him is Stony Whoopsie. Remember the great football player from years gone back?
Oh, boy, he was great,
had some
yeah.
problems with drugs, had some problems with alcohol. He's back. He's ready to be another good color commentator.
That's right. But first, why don't we go through these scores right here? You know.
Oh, the scores! Wow.
Yeah.
I
You
forgot all
just
about
take
the
that.
scores.
That's quite all right. That's why I'm here.
All right. Now, okay, for all you people out there that are interested in the sports scores, here we are. We've got Rambling 21, Grambling 7.
Grambling.
All right. Holy Angels 45, Fallen Saints 12. Okay, can we roll these credits, please? Okay. Nebraska 3, Kansas 1.
That's right. That's because
One?
That's because Kansas forfeited and it took them 20 plays.
Philly Tigers 19. Columbia Heights 54. Ohio of Ohio 76, Ohio 75. Okay, Kramer and Kramer 77. Kramer versus Kramer. WCCO 4, 5. These things are rolling by awfully fast now.
Can't you keep up? Yeah. Right.
Okay.
You know, wait. Just a little comment here. Don't lose it
I
here.
couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up.
I did notice one thing. You know, Nebraska.
Yeah.
They won, and Kansas got 1 point. The only way you can get 1 point is if you default. So Kansas got their 1 point, and it took Nebraska 5 plays to score a field goal.
Kansas never showed up, and it took Nebraska 5 plays to score.
That's
a field
right.
goal. You heard it here first. Now let's go around the league. Like I said before,
I thought we were
we'll
around
do
the
some
league.
remote reports. Okay, we
Remote.
have, and as I said, we've got Duke Dubuque in Cincinnati for the Cincinnati and Cleveland game, or maybe they're at Cincinnati, maybe they're at Cleveland. I'm not too sure where they are.
Couple
and,
camel jockeys.
And with him is Stony Whoopsie, and you remember Stony?
Oh yeah.
Like I said before, he is
Camel
one of
jockey.
the classic football players of all times. Had a few problems in his career, which ended his career, as a matter of fact. Now he's
Sure.
back to do the color commentary along with Duke Dubuque.
He just couldn't
And let's
take
go
it.
to that.
He just couldn't take the pressure.
I don't know what his problem. Maybe we can get some reflections on that from Stoney himself. Now, can we get into that? Can we tie into that Cincinnati and Cleveland game now? I just love your outfit. Where do you shop? Duke. Stoney. Duke, how's the crowd? Say, Duke.
Oh, Brett. Oh, the crowd here is just ferocious. Wild pushing and shoving. Well, I saw one of those
big burly types who actually bit another man's ear off. Oh,
Say, Duke, can you hear me
well,
all
I
right?
don't know. I think it's just gonna be a darling game. I'm looking forward to this. Stony.
Okay. Now, how do the teams look out there, Duke? Duke, can you hear me? I want to know how the teams look.
Well, Brett, they're so big and sweaty. And can I have that, please? Can I have that, please? Thank you. No, easy, fella. Okay. Now, Brett, I expect a real, a close. Stoney, please. Stoney is not used to this now, folks. But I expect a really close game because both teams are just, jacked up. I mean, they're just really both excited. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of passing and tackling and touching and holding and things out there. Brett.
Keep your
Stoney.
mitts off me, you lounge lizard.
Say, Stoney, how does the hometown quarterback look, Stoney?
Who's playing?
Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Who's the home team?
We seem to have lost our signal from Cleveland, and what we'll do is we'll try to, we'll be back right after these words.
Couple of twits.
Did you see those imbeciles?
What are they
Out of
smoking?
control.
God.
I'm Bonzo.
You did better off not watching the game. It was terrible. Terrible.
Excuse me. Can I help you?
May I have a bowl, please?
Hey, my car had a flat. My mother's in the hospital. Sure, I'll respect you in the morning. My car got stolen. Your check's in the mail. I'm sorry I'm late. I couldn't help it. I got an important phone call. What could I say? I mean, it was...
Okay, welcome back to the NFL tomorrow. And now let's go back to Cleveland and see how Duke is doing with the game. Duke?
Yeah.
Duke, are you there? We had some technical difficulties before. Now let's see if we can get Duke in here. Duke, how is the game going? Oh my!
Oh, Brett.
Still have those technical
This
difficulties.
game is something. Those football players are one.
I can't hear Duke. I'm
bunch
sorry.
of
I
ball
can't hear
players
Duke.
on the field and off the field too. And now, Brett, Stoney is going to be doing the play-by-play for the Cincinnati-Cleveland game.
Oh,
Duke,
there's
did you
Duke
see
there.
that?
Duke
What a
and Stoney.
move, what a kick. Some drunk grabbed a cheerleader. She gave him a heave-ho.
They seem to still be having some technical difficulties out there. Maybe we can go on with Wilhelm's analysis of the games.
Yeah.
Wilhelm, what do you have to say about the games coming
Stoney,
up? How do you see
Stoney,
today's
you don't
games?
need those
Brett,
binoculars.
are you
just look at
kidding?
this
You
little
know,
TV
there isn't a
monitor.
game worth watching.
You
There
don't
isn't a
need
team worth betting on. You know, things are just totally out of control. You know, football is basically a waste. You know, it's juvenile barbaric behavior made legit so the American public can look at humans acting like animals in an arena, kind of like back in the ancient Roman days, you know? Let me
Wilhelm.
just tell you something.
Come on,
People out
Wilhelm.
there watching,
Wilhelm.
don't watch football. Go listen to some chamber music or something, okay?
Excuse me. Wilhelm, excuse me. We have another commercial in here, another word from our sponsors coming in here now, and we'll be back in
Brett.
just a minute with more
This game is something.
NFL
Those
tomorrow.
football players-
Wilhelm, are you
Go
off
blow
your
away.
nut?
Go
What is
blow.
going on here?
Off the field too. And now, Brett, Stoney is going to
Okay,
be
now
doing play-by-play.
okay.
We're back.
for the
We're back.
Cincinnati-Cleveland
Duke,
game.
Okay.
Duke,
This
did
is
you
Stoney.
see that? What a move, what a kick. Some drunk grabbed a cheerleader. She gave him a heave-ho.
Is this
Drop
more
kick his
technical
head, too?
difficulties? We seem to be having trouble with the Cincinnati and Cleveland game, the connection back here to New York City. Well, I guess I can say is welcome back.
Oh, really?
We're back on again.
Stoney,
Okay,
you
there's
don't need
Duke.
those
Okay, and there's
binoculars.
Stoney.
Just look at this little TV monitor, silly. You don't need those.
Duke,
Stoney.
I'm not looking at the players. I'm looking at some...
I seem to be.
I know those
Oh,
two
my
Stoney.
jumping Jones, if that would you look at those...
My notes are all screwed up.
Oh,
You're there.
oh, Brett, hi. Say,
Oh, my.
that interview with Brian Big Asset Jumbo was just divine.
Oh, my.
Oh, Phyllis, you lucky girl, you just, oh, that was just too much. Just love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
Brian Jumbo, Brian Dumbo.
Well, we have an exciting game for you. And I mean, these guys in the white are out there, and then they run into the guys in the orange, you know, and everyone gets in these little circles, and someone pumps, and they have this ball between the guy's legs, and the guy, well, he puts his hands between this guy's legs, and then somebody comes up with the ball, and then, well, you know, like Stoney was saying, they're throwing it, and they run into each other, and some guy has got this tacky striped shirt. In fact, there's a couple of them out there. He's got this tacky striped shirt out there.
5 of them out there, bozo.
Well, there's more than one, I know that. And you run around and they blow these little whistles. I mean, really.
The referees, bozo.
Well, is that the ones that are throwing those little yellow hankies out there?
I think she's gonna...
Say, Duke, who's winning?
Scratching her
Stoney,
back.
how do you score in this game? We seem to have lost a connection back there to Cincinnati. Folks, we're sorry that we've lost this connection again, but there seems to be technical difficulties along the way. It's not the aim of this station
God,
to bring you
good, don't I?
substandard broadcast journalism, and the reception that we're getting from the Cleveland-Cincinnati game is not up to par, so we're not going to show it at all. Okay, can we get back to... maybe I'll just take a quick off the cue. This isn't professional either, but can we get back to the Huns predictions? What do you have to say? Is that okay? We have time for that? Okay, we have time for that now. All right, let's go back to the Huns predictions.
About what game?
Well, let's talk about the Cincinnati and Cleveland game.
Yeah. Cincinnati and Cleveland. Yeah, you know, these guys. You know,
Duke
this
and
is
Stoney.
That's right. They're
Duke
very,
and Duke, Stoney, Rhodes.
They are out of control. But let me tell you something. You know, they did teach me one thing. You know, they did tell me that Cincinnati and Cleveland were both in Ohio. You know, I never knew that. I never knew that before.
Oh, sure. Cleveland, Ohio, and Cincinnati, Ohio. Certainly.
That's right.
Yeah. And actually, what's more than that, it should be a good game.
Well, if you say so.
Hon, you know, let's have your prediction. You're a prognosticator. I've always had trouble with that word. You know,
Hey,
here I
beer
am
drinkers.
saying. I've
Are
always
you
had
all
trouble with
tired
that
of
word.
pussyfooting
Let's see.
around about
What do you
Cleveland.
predict?
Cleveland.
I'd like you to try our
Cleveland.
new...
Yeah, but Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh twice.
All right, Cincinnati to win. Fine.
Well, all right. Now, San Francisco, a return grudge match against Los Angeles. Now, San Francisco needs this game, absolutely needs this game to stay in first place. And otherwise, they fall to a tie, and a tiebreaker for first place is games against, and if San Francisco loses twice, if Los Angeles are out of it, gets very complicated.
Brett.
All down the line, I know it gets very complicated. No doubt about it.
Brett, where do you get all this stuff anyway?
But it makes it, the more complicated it is,
Hey.
it makes it doubly important.
San Francisco, a prohibitive favorite, okay?
No, we're... What?
Okay, LA a prohibitive favorite, okay?
Come on. What about the defense? Los Angeles has got a
Even.
great
Even.
defense. Okay, quarterback. San Francisco has got DeBerg.
Even.
And you're just calling this game even? What about the home field advantage?
Even.
How can you give a even on a home field advantage? They're playing one team is in the home field, one team is a visitor. How can you possibly?
Even.
All the home teams win? Is that your prediction?
That's right. Prohibitive favorites through the whole thing with the home team.
Is this
the
the
advantage.
mastermind of professional football betting?
That's right.
Wilhelm
You know-
the Hun
you
saying
know
all the
something?
home teams are prohibitive
You know
favorites?
something? This football predicting stuff is just a big crock, you know? The home field advantage, the cheerleaders, the fans are screaming, you know, it's all a big joke, you know? 20 billion Americans are sitting at home every week on their duffs, feeding their fat faces, wondering what's going on, you know? And husbands are screaming at their wives, and wives are divorcing their husbands because the husbands are sitting there watching all the fertilizer commercials and the deodorant commercials and all this other foolishness, you know? You know how important this is in the big picture of life? The big picture of life, you know? Football is about as important as bedtime for Bonzo, a rerun of bedtime for Bonzos, you know? Can you really dig it? You know? Do you know? Do you know how much electricity that all of these people are using when they're watching these games, you know? People are dying out there. Old people are afraid to cross the street at night. There's countries are at war. Russia's gonna drop the big one. We're gonna drop the big one. Boom, you know? And here we are, the two of us sitting here talking about football. Let me tell you, a bunch of guys crashing around each other in a big arena, $60 million stadiums chasing a little oblong-shaped ball all around, huh? I just can't understand it. It's stupid.
All right, now, Wilhelm, can you please excuse Wilhelm just for a second? We'll be back with a Phyllis John interview with Brian Jumbo after this
I'm
message.
trying to explain this to you here.
Wilhelm,
it's
settle down.
confusing.
What is the matter
but the
with
people
you?
out there
Are
don't
you
watch.
gone
No,
crazy?
chamber music. Chamber music. What's...
This ain't Cleveland.
Welcome back to the NFL Tomorrow. Phyllis, last week you interviewed Brian Jumbo after a big game. Later during the week, he was cut from that team. Now he's on our team, the NFL Tomorrow.
That's right. Do you think we could put him on waivers to another show?
No, Phyllis, no. Now, we're going to come in, we're going to take a look at that interview with Phyllis John and Brian Gumbo. This is the interview that Duke Dubuque alluded to earlier in the broadcast. We can look at that now, please?
Yes, I am. I'm looking for Brian Jumbo.
Oh, sure. Come on in.
Oh!
Oh, hey, guys, there's a woman in here.
This is Phyllis John in the locker room of the Winning Stags. I'm looking for Brian Jumbo. Brian, are you in there?
Don't go in there, no. He's in the shower.
Oh!
I'm just going to bring him a beer. You want to do it?
Sure. Brian Jumbo.
Camera, TV.
Brian, I'm Phyllis John. You're much smaller than I expected. Okay, let's talk about the great game.
Well, sure, I had a great game, Phyllis. I always do.
You're so modest.
What can you say? When you have got it, you got it, right, guys?
Brian, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. Let's talk about the subject you seem to know the most about yourself.
Well, I do seem to be an image of greatness. I have great poise, leadership, knowledge of football, and I have such smooth moves.
Smooth moves. Smooth moves like a Sherman tank. Do you believe this guy? Brian, what do you consider to be your biggest asset?
Well, Phyllis, I think you can see for yourself.
Are you kidding? Brian, I'm sorry. Brian, here, let's change the subject. You have a very good relationship with your mother, don't you?
I don't want to talk about my mother.
Then let's talk about your receivers. They never seem to drop your passes.
That's because they throw soft passes.
I understand. That makes your balls easier to handle?
Yes, because I have such quick hands, I can make a long pass, make my passes come slowly.
Brian, thank you for the wonderful interview. This is Phyllis John in the locker room of the Winning Stags.
Sweaty with the television lights. Why don't you come on in and take a shower with me?
With you?
Hey,
No.
Well,
Are you
Phyllis.
kidding?
I guess I can say that. Phyllis, that was some kind of interview right there in the Stags locker room. Were you a little bit embarrassed or, surrounded by all that sweat and all that flexing muscle?
You mean the raw animal magnetism? Is that what you're talking about?
I guess that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, jeez, what a creep. You really believe all this football stuff, don't you?
Well, certainly. Say, we'll be right back with more NFL Tomorrow after this.
Hey, for all you guys who like tight pants but don't want your jock line to show, we've got jock-alls, jock straps sewn into your pants, so you get that support without showing your jock line. So, under all your jeans, under all your slacks, wear jock-alls and look like you're not wearing anything at all. Hey guys, show us your jock-alls.
With me is Brian Smooth Moves Jumbo. Brian? It's true.
Oh, excuse me.
Brian, after...
I can't stand this. I'm going to the ladies' room for a smoke.
Oh, wow. Hey, Brian. Hey, after your great game last week, you were suddenly cut. Now you're on the skids looking for a new team. What happened?
Well, I can assure you that it was not because I lost my smooth moves. I still have them. And I want you to know the coach's wife had nothing to do with this either. Oh. So what? I still got my moves.
Well, okay. Well, Brian, what we want to know right now is what's next? Are any feelers from any other teams out there?
Not quite yet. I think it actually was a political move by the Stags.
Well, exactly what do you mean?
Well, the Stags were jealous of my,
Of what?
What's your big asset?
They are jealous of my superstar status with the fans.
Well, Brian, can I ask you this now? If you were too big for the Stags, are you going to be big enough for pro football?
What kind of crack is that? Of course I'm big enough. I'm so big I'll make them scream for me. The NFL wants me.
Okay, we'll be back with the Huns. We'll be back with the Huns rumor of the week.
Hey, are you a jet sitter, or do you just wish you were? Well, now you can be a jet sitter. You'll look that way when people see you drinking Moore Lake bottled water. Water from our own spring-fed lake, right here in Fridley. So next time you want a cool, sparkling drink, the drink of the jet set, just pour yourself a glass of sparkling effervescence, crystal clear, Moore Lake bottled water.
Welcome back to the NFL tomorrow. And now we're going to spend a few minutes with Wilhelm the Hun. We're going to talk about, well, Wilhelm, you always have a rumor for us. You always have something that's coming up, something important that you'd like to talk about. What's the rumor of the week?
I'm going to tell you something, Brett.
All right.
There isn't any rumor this week. That's it. There's nothing.
What?
There's nothing. The big goose egg, the
Too
big
tall
donut
Jones.
hole, the big donut hole. Nothing. Nothing. It's
Hollywood
just
Henderson.
negatory.
Hollywood
Negatory.
Henderson.
No, not even Florence Nightingale. I don't care. Nobody. It's it.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to Cleveland. We're going to get a wrap-up from Duke Dubuque. And then we'll be back for our closing comments.
Nothing.
Can we, Duke? What a heck of a game, folks. What a heck of a good
There we
game
go.
out there for you sports fans. And, oh, Stoney, oh, poor baby. All tuckered out.
and Stoney.
That poor girl put her top back on.
Stoney is still having some
Oh,
problems.
Stoney.
Was that
what-
your idea to
oh,
bring him back?
well, the players are out there and
I
they're,
don't run
they're
this
running
show.
around and they're
I just-
bumping into
hey.
each other and, oh, poor baby.
What network jerk had the bright idea of bringing...
Oh. Welcome back to the NFL, and we're saying goodnight. I hope you have a enjoyable, have had an enjoyable day of football, and we'll see you next week on the NFL tomorrow.
That was great, wasn't it?
Kelly.
No way this is Cleveland.